My name is Oscar DeVere Morris III. I served in the United States Navy from 84 to 91. I was on the USS America under Ronald Reagan, was my commander-in-chief, and my war per se was Operation El Dorado Canyon, which was Libya. That's what we went and took care of overnight, one of the overnight wars. I got oohed and awed when people read off my orders. He's going to show up on a ship called the America. But it was a pride thing. What you see with war is everything that you see on TV is the front line, the front of the watch. But what you don't see is everybody that's moving, all these little intricate pieces that are moving in the back to make the front work. And even if you're a potato peeler, you worked in a reserve unit in Idaho, you still have an important part to make sure this all goes. My dad, my grandpa, all my uncles, they were all Navy. And I was the idiot that wanted to join the National Guard. And my grandpa, I never seen him upset before, just emotionally upset. And so he just joined the Navy. I did. And so, there's my grandpa there. But yeah, I joined the Navy. He was happy, he was proud. And I was fulfilling a family tradition of naval careers. And I was a storekeeper, supply. On the USS America, I had all the flammable liquids, flammable gases, oils. I had all the cleaning agents, corrosives, everything, 7 storerooms on a ship, and 1 E3 in charge of it all. And it's because I worked hard, they didn't have to put that many guys doing one. And because that was my mindset, was I don't care, I got to get my job done. And I want to be recognized, but if I'm not, I'm still doing my job. And that was what I did. I busted my butt. I got stronger. I was picking up gas bottles on my shoulder and moving them where other people were rolling them. We actually went into a real general quarters. We had a Libyan gunboat that wanted some revenge, and they came to us. They were armed, and he was a threat. So we sent out 2 aircraft, and the aircraft took out the gunboat. Now I hear maybe it was 2 gunboats they took out. But even then, we had satellite the next day you picked up, and they saw the survivors. So we still stuck around long enough to make sure that what happened afterwards, that the survivors were actually picked up on an oil tanker, and it was still done with some class. I actually got a medal for Desert Storm, and I was in the reserves. I didn't go over there. I'm going to get the medal. It's because anybody that was in the reserves at that time, they were looking at war and active duty, was in there during that time. They could have been. And so I had to put that on. It was like confusion. But yeah, I was actually, I was active during Desert Storm. Didn't go over. You don't want frontline action? You can go into the Coast Guard. You can go into the Air Force. There are less active. It changes the person as they are. The military is actually the way it's put together. They can make a different person out of anybody that comes in. And you change your mindset. You become a hard worker. You learn what it's like to do grunt work. If you go to college, you can think about going in as an officer. I recommend it if you're coming out of school, and besides trying to, especially today, you're not going to make a living off what you're making on minimum wage. You're going to be stuck at mom's house, dad's house. But if you join the military, they're going to give you a place to eat, and you're going to get fond memories. You're going to become a different person, or even war battle becomes a self-pride thing. And it's something that you would never forget. My mom was the first female police officer for Lake County. She was the first female officer for Sheriff Eustis during the 70s. She got fully certified. That was an honor job. That was something that she was honored to do. She was a volunteer for a lot of different things, and that taught me to get involved. But I didn't catch on to that until later on in life, when I started figuring out why people did things, and they did them to make themselves feel better and to make others feel better. And that's what got me pretty much. I opened up my eyes once I started raising money. I do high-end furniture, I restore high-end furniture, antiques. And what I started doing was, for the American Cancer Society, I started putting price tags on all these furniture that everybody wanted me to redo. And I donated over $1,000 to the American Cancer Society. And how that now made me feel, I was happy. So we got that money, and we donated it. And like, what's next? So I'm out fishing on the boat, and like I said, I'm a woodworker. And my boat runs into a piece of wood. I grab it, and I start hearing voices. Call me crazy, I don't care, but I start hearing voices. What am I going to do with this piece of wood? And the voice was, make a cane. You got to say this has got to be the truth, because who would look at a piece of wood and the voice would say, make a cane? Of anything in the world, make a cane. So I made a cane, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So I got more wood, and I started making them. I had 7 canes. We have sayings, non sin sed betray, not for self, but for country. And that became my first motto, is to do things for others, not for myself. But I turned out that it was for myself. It helped me. When you help anybody, you help a parent, you help something, partner in a relationship, do something, you have some sort of self-pride, because you did something that you weren't asked to do, and you did something that was appreciated. And when that's happening, it's not greedy, but you actually feel better about it. I was a big guy, and I can make young kids just cry by yelling at them back in my anger days. That was I wouldn't hit them, but I make them cry, make them fear. Today, I get the tears from the baddest military veterans ever existed on earth, that make Rambo look like nothing. They get their cane and they cry. They draw a tear. Or I get somebody says, I almost cried. That's good enough for me. But I make them cry. They get emotional because somebody made something beautiful for them that they don't mind walking out with. What I love the most is a veteran that says, you know what? I'm not a flashy guy. I don't like attention drawn to me. That changes. You take my cane out, you're now an attention getter. Get right back to me. Everybody loves your cane. I walked into the VA and everybody's stopping and looking at it. And he goes, I'm so proud. They're looking at it like, oh, wow, that's a nice little cane. But they're feeding off your emotion. So I tell the veterans, it's not my cane that makes it look good. It's you that are making my cane look good. We honor those that have passed away, that have received canes, that after a while we lost them. And we honor them on the page. And we've never had a family member say, no, I don't want that, because it's a military thing. And when we put that veteran's photograph on it, we get the photographs of the veterans with the canes. We've got several behind us. They love to send pictures in. And I don't even have to ask them anymore. They just send them. And we get thousands of photographs that come in, because they'll keep taking the photographs and sending them when they go to different places. And they're so thankful. And you don't get that a lot these days. You get it, it's like passing out a flower on the street. Somebody just grab it and keep walking. It's different. You're getting something that every time they grab it, they're remembering how much gratitude they have that they have this and not a standard military VA issued cane. And you've taken a broken feeling away from them. And I'll get letters back from the family, and they'll say, it's a totally different person. The night I found out we had 500 orders, I was standing at the bench behind us, and it went from, we thought we had 300 orders, and I got a phone call in, we're over 500. I was like, okay, we can do this. So I hung up the phone, and I just put my hands up, and I was like, how am I going to do this? And it's instant, the answer came to me. All things are possible if you let God work through you. When I gave a cane out, it was the 500th cane, I went up to Wisconsin and I hand gave it out. A friend of mine, George, paid for my plane trip up there. And I met the Marine, and I gave him this cane, and I said, I'm not comparing myself to Jesus, but with this cane, I will always walk with you. And anytime you want to call me, I will talk with you. Because, brother, you are my own. We get special wood that's given to us maybe from Canada, which is diamond willow, or from Kansas, which is Osage orangewood, which is a wood that's almost yellow, and then when you turn it in the light, the grain changes. We make canes for, when I think about veterans, I've had some veterans that were in Alzheimer's and dementia. What kind of cane do you make for them? Well, you make something that has the most grain that is possible. You find that piece of wood, God finds it for you. That piece of wood's out there that's going to fit that person. And you go through and you say, this will work. You take it down. And what turned out was that our veteran would sit there, and I got pictures of him just staring at his cane. And he kept looking at it because it was something that had a never-ending pattern, but it was always changing. And they would just look at it. This now gave the wife enough time to go make lunch. It gave her time to go to the bathroom. It gave her time to get the laundry done. Things that as soon as she walked out of the room, they start panicking. Where are you? Where are you? Well, it actually, and there's not just one veteran that had that problem. It's been more veterans. Somebody that is going through cancer, and we will make a staff for them. It's a power staff. It's something they can hold on to when they're getting chemotherapy. And it says, we did one for a female that said, fight. It was pink. She had breast cancer. And she would hold that with her when she went there. It's kind of like a rooting stick. It's a power stick. People see that stick and they're like, oh, it's so beautiful. It makes them feel better. So it's never ending. There's going to be different stories that are going to happen after each cane goes out. It's a never ending thing. It all changes. Everything's different. But the thing is, the whole thing is just to show God. We got a veteran that received the cane. He passed away just afterwards. And we got photographs of him with that cane saluting. And it's just right up here behind me. It meant so much to me. He wrote a letter. And it just had a flag on it. I didn't have no time. We've got one that was in hospice. We sent it out overnight. And he got the cane, and he ended up going home. He went home, hospice, and sent him back to the house. He lived 3-4 months later because of the cane. Because he was with his grandparents or grandkids. You know, you can get a lot off of that. But to sit there and watch him open up the cane, the video, and watch his emotion, his jaw going up and down because he's trying not to cry. But he didn't. They swore up and down that he lived longer because of the cane. Now, I'm believing wholeheartedly it was the grandkids. But most canes from the VA, they're no bigger than 2 fingers to wrap your hand around, and you get nerve damage in the palm of your hand. That's from putting all that pressure on it all day long. When we make a cane that's a little bit bigger, that you're more comfortable with putting your hand around. For those that may have their fingers that slip, we can put a leather strap going across it to hold themselves in. We'd have one with a thumb strap, so that way the leather goes in and they don't slip out of that handle. They feel more down to earth, grasping something that is now attached to them and attached to the earth when they walk. We think of everything as far as when they walk. Wood's never always straight. So when they walk, you make the cane go outways a little bit so that the foot doesn't hit it. You think totally about that person